welcome back to my channel. So today let's see and deal how to do with your bio preparations. So firstly, as we all know, bio first PU and second PU combined together, you will be writing for your 360 marks in Neet. So here is your first PU textbook and here is your second PUC textbook. These textbooks consist of many chapters. Now the first and foremost rule in bio, which if you are any aspirant, a CET aspirant or a NEET aspirant, you should remember is that to be thorough with your NCERT. Be thorough with your NCERT such that if someone tells you the page number, you should be knowing what all contents are there in that page number. Or if you just close your eyes like this, you should be able to visualize in left side of your NCERT which content comes and right side of your NCERT which content comes. When I mean NCERT reading, you should be thorough with your NCERT so much. So I would recommend you to read a chapter at least 3-4 times. When I used to write for my test, we used to have exam on Sunday. So before also I used to read, and Saturday night before the exam on Sunday morning, I used to revise the chapter again. Revise means I used to read each and every line of NCERT again. And now you may ask, if I spend so much of time on reading NCERT, then when will I solve questions? Now, if you are talking about questions, I personally feel not every chapter need question solving. Even when you're solving questions, when you finish reading your NCERT, in the last part of your NCERT, you have exercise questions which you will be required to solve first. And then comes your exemplar. If you guys have not heard about it, you can go type it on Amazon, or most probably in your colleges only they would have been given it to you. It comes of an NCERT exemplar where there are few exemplar questions. Why is this important now than other reference books? And if you read PYQ papers, you can easily find out that few exemplar questions from exemplar have directly come in the NEET exam. So if you know the question there, 4 marks is guaranteed. This is the reason I would recommend you to solve your exemplar first after NCERT reading. Now we have got to know that we read NCERT first, we solve NCERT exercise question, and then we go exemplar. Next, what to do? Still, if you are not confident, no, I am making wrong in assertion and reasoning. See, assertion and reasoning needs a different approach of handling it, and maybe till the last day of my NEET exam, even I couldn't handle assertion and reason questions probably. Some of them tell some tricks like to add so, what. But I guess assertion and reasoning is a kind of topic which would require a separate video where let's try and I'll come up with a video where I will explain how to handle assertion and reason questions only. Now, next category of questions you see in bio is mostly statement wise. Zoology statement wise you guys can relate, but botany, come on, I know in human body there is heart, liver, kidney, but I usually get confused with the botany part because it's something which I can't relate with. So let's see with botany. When you come with botany statements, why should you read your NCERT thoroughly? You should read your NCERT thoroughly because there are statement 1, statement 2. If you have just understood the concept, you will not be knowing the exact word in your NCERT. So if you're thorough with your NCERT lines, when you get statement 1 or 2, or they give you 5 statements and they ask you to select how many of these are correct, how many of these are incorrect. That time you will have a better clarity when you're thorough with your NCERT line exact word to word. Let's talk about some important chapters which bio, if you focus, some certain marks is guaranteed. Maybe the first chapter I would like to talk here is second PUC has a bit greater weightage according to me. Let's start with genetics chapters. Like genetics chapters, you have molecular basis and you have in first PU morphology. All these chapters. When you talk about especially genetics, molecular basis and biotechnology, these are the chapters in biology where you will need application. Application means you need to understand the concept, then apply the concepts while you're solving the question. So for these chapters, what would I do? My NCERT normal reading would not enough. So if I open NCERT in genetics, suppose we'll take Mendel. Mendel has given me 3 laws. But in the exam, they will ask you if I cross a red flower and white flower, you'll get pink. I just know that the answer is incomplete dominance. But if they change the flower of color and they're asking you to explain an example of incomplete dominance, you will not know. One more topic in genetics is finding out your blood groups. I know basically any normal human being will know that there are different kinds of blood group. A, B, A positive, B positive, A negative, B negative, O positive and O negative. But in your exam, in case of Neet, they will ask you if a daughter is having O positive blood group, then what is the blood group of the mother and the father? So these kind of questions are called your application based questions. Now most of the students, even though they're strong in bio, if they're losing marks, it's in these kind of chapters. So how do you handle these application chapters? For these application chapters, you will need a separate solving of questions. So for this chapters, I would recommend your coaching. See, this was something of my coaching institutes. So all your coaching institutes will be given you certain set of study materials, or they may call modules, whatever it is. It depends upon your college. So you will have to solve those questions first, and then for additional practice, for me, I would show the book here. I used to use Disha Publications book, where I used to solve questions. NCRT, it was NCRT line by line. One more book you can use is Aryan, the NCRT line to line series. Even that is good because each and every line of NCRT is covered in that book for you. Next, if we are talking about molecular basis, then again I have to find codon, stop codon. Even those chapters requires solving. So for these kind of chapters, I would recommend you read your NCRT, but more than that, you should solve as many as questions possible so that you can answer any trick question. What differs you from other aspirant who is writing a NEET exam is your rank. How will you get your rank more is when these kind of questions are asked, when a normal student who has done only reading might find it tough. But when you are done reading along with the question practicing, you might find it easy. So when you guys are answering this question, it will put your rank higher and getting seat would be still easy. And if many of your aim, dream and bio will be scoring a full score of 360 on 360, and this will be done easily. These are some basic doubts which I feel you all will have in first go. So I've tried to clear this. Still you may have additional doubts chapter wise or topic wise, or which chapter I started, or how do I revise the night before. If you have such doubts, you can comment down below. I will go through it and I'll try making another separate video to clarify your doubts. But for now, that's it. I hope your preparations are going well. Thank you.